All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to stream. You ever in that mood where it's like you're kind of just sitting there and you're like, I want to be cozier. You know? Like, you're not like cold or anything. You're kind of just in like this mood where you're like, I want to feel cozier. Like, I wish I was in something fluffier, and I wish I was surrounded by more plushies. You know? That's my current mood right now. That's currently what I'm feeling. You know, always, yeah. That's kind of like my current mood right now. How are you guys doing? How's your day going? How are you doing today? How are we doing today, everybody? What's the energy? What's the vibe? I have given you mine. Ow! Ah! I rolled my chair back and I rolled over my toe. My god. Anyway. I got trinkets from an art market yesterday. I love that. I also got prints from GradX. OCAD's GradX yesterday. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, I love trinkets. I really want to go to another rave so I can give trinkets to people. I just have a little bag. I mean, I'm going to Ren Fair later, like next month, but I'm like, I really want to go to a rave so I can give people the little trinkets that I bought. Oh my lord. My foot, bro. Hang on. I'm getting a plushie, just so I can feel just slightly cozier. Literally, Granick. Oh, you were? I was at Granick's yesterday. No, you should have said something. I would have seen you there. Painful. I was there from like 3 to like 6. Or like 2 to like 6. Yeah, it was great. I went to go and see my old like classmates. Because a lot of them are graduating now. So I went to go support because I'm like, oh my god. Like, I quit, but you guys are all you guys are all now like graduating. So I was like, I'll go and support my friends. 2 to 5, yeah. So we were there at the same time. Darn, I didn't see you. All right, that's okay. As the stream title says, today we are going to be designing a traveler, to which all of you just decided to go with the witch. I'm a little disappointed that rocks with 5 question marks didn't win. I'm a little disappointed that you guys didn't vote for the chaos. But you know, so shall it be. But yes, we'll be designing a witch today. To which I hope I can design something today, because my students today essentially watched me fumble for like an hour and a half attempting to design something. I couldn't get anything good out. I was so angry with myself. I'm like, oh my god, it's been an hour and a half and I haven't made anything good. So hopefully I can do something good, or at least something for this stream. Alright, before we get into it though, you guys know we gotta start it off. So our mission at Wing Canvas is to make art education easily accessible to everyone. Join us for free live stream lessons every week, because we're not just a YouTube channel, we are an online school of illustration, helping art nerds turn their passion into income. Shout out to our amazing students and members for supporting our mission. We love seeing your incredible artwork and watching your skills improve in our classes and weekly critiques. And if you're an art nerd, be sure to join our Discord, where you can find our notes and artwork from streams, as well as art challenges and other resources to help you improve as an artist. Cool and epic. And before we get into the drawing portion, we have our submissions. We've got art submissions. This month's theme is Marvelous Maps, I think is what it's called. Yes? Yes, let's check. Yeah. Yeah, Mysterious Maps, my fault, gang. It's Mysterious Maps is this month's challenge. If you don't know too much about the monthly challenges, every month we have a different theme that you can submit on the Discord for, and you have a chance to be featured at the beginning of streams each week when you submit. So this month's theme is Mysterious Maps. This first one is from Chieflame. This is official. This looks so official. Like, this looks so real, bro. Like Chieflame at it again. Chieflame always here. Oh, we love Chieflame in this house. Yeah, no notes. This just looks real. I'm like, yeah, I would go to this. Maybe I wouldn't go to this place, actually. This like, kind of dangerous looking. that dark cloud at the bottom, that's a little spooky. I don't know if I'd go to that, but yeah, this looks legit. This just looks legit. Thanks so much for submitting. Next one is by Miro5911. We've got an actual map in chat. This one's really fun. I like that it's real. You got like actual like paper, like messed it up and made it look like a fun little map that you can find. I love that. We love a good analog artwork. Thanks so much for submitting. Last but not least, we've got Snarver Den on the Discord, who I see every once in a while. Snarver is funny because I love the way that Snarver draws Pokemon. I remember once there was a piece that they submitted forever ago, and it was like, I've never met somebody who loves Cramorant before, but they draw Cramorant in the most perfect way possible. I was like, yes, this is the way that Cramorant should be. But this is a really cute map. This is very, like, it's very loose, which I enjoy. It's like an isometric little, like, town map, which I enjoy. I think this is very, very cute. It's away from, like, the traditional map, but, like, I enjoy it. It feels like the map of a game, rather than, like, an actual map that you would find in, like, a Pirate Cove, you know? But thank you so much to the 3 of you submitting, and thank you for everybody else who has submitted thus far. Again, if you would like a chance to have your work featured at the beginning of streams, make sure you join the Discord and submit on the art challenges section of the Discord in accordance to the month's theme. Every month we do something a little different. So again, this month is Mysterious Maps. So if you want to hang out, check out the Discord, you know, we'll see you there. All right. Cramorant Joyers do exist, apparently. I don't hate Cramorant. I'm just like, Cramorant is just kind of there for me. I'm not like really into Cramorant. I believe you though. I'm trying to make the Cyborg with a Wild West cassette futurism mix, but almost half a year and I'm still brainstorming the designs and fumbling with designs for a long time is a mood. Yeah, I'm used to being very fast, so I was like struggling today. I'm like, why is this not happening? Okay. I don't know whether I want to do something scraggly or if I want to do something cuter. Because I'm like, every time I hear witch, I'm like, everybody does a cute witch. I want to do a scraggly witch, but maybe I want to do a cute witch today. Maybe I want to do something fun. Also make the witch a dude, because I'm like, everybody draws like girl witches. And I'm like, witch doesn't necessarily mean you have to be a girl. Traditionally, you're a girl, but I'm like, I want to draw a boy witch. Yeah, the witch one. I do wish rocks with 5 question marks won, though. Yeah, I assumed witch would win as well. Like, that was kind of... I was kind of like, yeah, the second I wrote witch down, I was like, that's gonna happen. Aren't male witches warlocks, though? Not necessarily. Like, if we're going via D&D, like, a warlock is just somebody who gets their power from, like, a higher thing. So I'm like, warlocks can be like anybody, you know? Rocks was my vote. My favorite witch from media, Ashley from WarioWare. We do love Ashley. Ashley. I don't know. Surprisingly, I'm not a very witchy person. So I'm like, I don't really have like a favorite witch that I can think of anyway. The thread would have been a sick design, I bet. I love drawing salespeople. Rock witch, perhaps? Oh, you know, you're right. Yeah, I'm gonna have to say Kiki from Kiki's Delivery Service. I do love Kiki's Delivery Service. You're right. I'm just gonna start drawing. I'm gonna start drawing and then I'll pray that I get something. I'm like, again, I don't want to, like, class today, ! Classes. I was just fumbling for, like, an hour and a half. I'm just sitting there, and I'm like, I'm just kind of saying over and over. It became a class where I was just, like, saying to I was giving my students advice, and then every once in a while looking back at my canvas and going, I hate this, and then deleting it, and then trying again, and failing miserably every time. Freyrin count as a witch? I don't know, I haven't seen Freyrin. They're drawing a witch. Jesse, who I would envision as a witch, is not a witch person. Yeah, I'm genuinely like, Witches do not tend to be my favorite characters, so I'm just like, I'm not really a big witch person. Like, I have a friend who, he loves witches. Like, he loves the witchy aesthetics. Favorite Pokemon is Misdreavus. And I'm like, I do love Misdreavus, but I'm like, I'm just not a very witchy person. Which is surprising. Perhaps, what about the humble sandwich? Me with the humble sandwich. I love the humble blank. It's such a funny, like... It's like, I need to... I'm like, oh, the grass on my lawn is getting too long. The humble lawnmower. Like, that's so good. So surprising that just Jesse and the roasting Jesse are the same person. Would you believe me if I said that the roasting Jesse is a character? Kind of crazy, right? I'm de-influencing you. I'm like, would you believe me if I said that it's not real? I'm usually not harsh when I give credit. Kind of crazy. Sandwich, a witch of sand, perhaps. I mean, maybe not real is a bad way to put it. It's just a heightened version of me, I guess. Where I'm just like, I'm just gonna let all this exhaustion out in one go. Necromancer, the more of a silly potion person. I don't know. I kind of like the idea of a rock witch. I think that's kind of funny. They deal with crystals and stuff. Let's give them pointy ears too, why not? Rocks to munch on, yeah. 100%. I was talking to my students today about like how I draw kobolds, because if rocks 5 question marks 1, it would have been a kobold, by the way, that I drew, and it would have been a kobold that's constantly trying to convince the adventurer to take the rocks that they're offering them. Just letting you know, that's what would have won, but unfortunately it didn't, because people who voted are boring. I'm kidding, but regardless, I was so like, I was talking to my students about kobolds, and like, kobolds are fascinating because it's like based on like Eastern culture versus Western culture, kobolds look different. And like in Eastern culture, kobolds are more like dogs. Over here in the West, they're more like reptiles. They're more like lizards. So I'm like, I like to do a mix of the two. I'm like, I think it's fun to draw them as like fluffy, like kind of lizards that are kind of dog-like, but not quite. Take the rocks, I beg you. These are triangular shaped rock, I have. I was thinking that it would be more like there's like the big witch hat, and then like on like this part there's like, it's like there's rocks growing out of it. Like very rock witch kind of thing. Dungeon Measure really confused me about that. Yeah, because it's Eastern, right? So it's like their Eastern idea of kobolds is very like much like dogs. So it's like you'll see like that kind of divergence in culture, which I think is really fun. So I'm like, me personally, when I draw kobolds, I like to draw them as like almost like doggy kind of lizards. Dog-esque lizards. Kobold got that dog in him. Yeah. Crystal Witch, yeah. I had a concept a long time ago of like a crystalline sorcerer where like one of the spells that they'd use would like they would like make their legs into like these goat legs made of like crystals. And that's the concept from like years ago that I did absolutely nothing with. Because it was realistically, it was a demo for Wayne Canvas. Like, it was a demo for this, for work. I am thinking this is like... a newer witch. And he's setting out on his adventure for the first time. Is kind of my thought process with this. Crystal dress would be nice, yeah. How quickly you're progressing with the drawing, great work, thank you. I'm kind of just drawing at this point. I'm like, when I figure something out, I'll figure something out, you know? I don't like how these legs are positioned. Let's fix that. Yeah, I'm thinking this is like a young witch. Like, he's just starting out. He doesn't, like... he's, like, young and small. Why is he a tiefling? I don't know. I felt like drawing pointy ears and a tail. I'm like, just let the hand go do what it wants, essentially. Dude, let's draw without thinking much more on a consistent basis. Can't do it much half the time, though. It's okay. I've been drawing for 24 years, so it's very much second nature to me at this point. It's like I don't really think when I draw much anymore. But it's like, again, that's a skill that was built up over time. It's definitely not something I've had right off the gate. So I have been watching the new Pokemon anime recently. Don't give me spoilers, we're not that far in. I've been watching with my partner. And, like... I am so, like... I talked to Iggy about this, because Iggy loves Kingdom Hearts. And I've talked to him about, like, how... like, Kingdom Hearts fans... like, the way that they see Mickey Mouse is irreparable. Because it's, like... we understand that Mickey Mouse is, like, this goofy, like, Disney icon, right? But, like, Kingdom Hearts made him the coolest guy ever. And so it's like seeing Mickey Mouse, you can't think of him as anything other than the coolest guy ever. And that's what the new Pokemon anime is doing to me with Pikachu. Like, because Pikachu in the original anime, he was meant to be, like, strong, right? He was meant to be, like, Ash's, like, strong buddy, right? But he was still, like, cute. And, like, he was, like, silly and, like, kind and whatever. In the new Pokemon anime, there's a Pikachu. His name is Cap. He's the professor's Pokemon. Professor, quote-unquote. It's the professor's Pokemon. Cap is so much aura. Like, it's... like, this Pikachu is so cool. And it's like, I feel like I understand Kingdom Hearts fans more now, because I'm just like, the way that I see Pikachu now is just irreparable. I see him as this guy who just, like, swoops in at the nick of time and can take down a whole horde of Pokemon with one Thunder Punch, which, by the way, he's a physical attacker now, which is nuts. And it's just, the physical attacking Pikachu's signature move is Thunder Punch now. Thunder Punch and Volt Tackle are the two that he uses all the time now. And it's like... I'm like, whoa, dude. It's like, he's so sick. I love Cap so much. Like, he and Freed are like my favorite characters. He's so cool. 5 years of experience, about 3 of proper improvement. Yeah, no, I've been drawing for 24 years, so it's been a long, long time. But yeah, anyway, my view of Pikachu is completely irreparable at this point. I think he's the coolest guy on Earth. So much aura. My love of Pikachu has grown significantly since the new anime. What's the name of the new Pokemon anime? Horizons. Pokemon Horizons. Ash is no longer the main character, so it's this girl named Liko. And it's cool because it's like serialized, so it's actually like a series. It's not just like, oh, you can pick it up wherever. You have to actually watch from the beginning because it's like a proper like story that's going on, which I really enjoy actually. What I like as well is that the adult characters are actually written really fun. It's not like they're just kind of like, oh, we're adults, we're here, and we're only silly. It's like, it feels like they're kind of acknowledging that Pokemon is multi-generational. So it's like we have like these really well-written adult characters and these really well-written like child characters. So it's like, it's for like all audiences, which I really enjoy. I think it's fun, the way that they're handling it. It's like, I didn't know how I'd feel about Liko, like, first going in, but it's like, it's kind of funny to have a Pokemon protagonist with anxiety. I think that's really funny to watch, you know? Who's, like, a little insecure and maybe not the best at what she does, but she's doing the best that she can. So main bad guys now, they're called the Explorers. There's, like... They're like these people that are all named after rocks, ironically. There's this one character. I dislike the, like, high-pitched, like, meant to be very cutesy kind of, like, anime characters. So there's this one villain that I despise so much because she's just so annoying. You know what I'm talking about? Like the anime girl that's like, like all the time, like that kind of thing. I hate that so much. It's so obnoxious. So I'm like, she showed up and I was like, oh, I hate you instantly. I hate Pigtail's evil girl, right? I'm like, I hate that trope so much. So I'm like, she showed up and I was like, I despise you actually. The squeaky toys, I call them. Yeah, genuinely. I'm just like, ugh. Like, come on, man. It's like, I don't want to deal with you right now. Not even pandery. It's literally just like, she's just like, I don't know. It's just really obnoxious. Evil girl pigtails. Like, that's like the best way I can describe it. Evil girl with pigtails. Team Rocket still there? No Team Rocket. Like, it is a complete reset. So, like, all the characters that you have seen, they're, like, gone. Well, I mean, they're still there. Like, obviously, like, the gym leader ones and whatnot. But, like, what else I like is that they're not bound to one region. Like, they're hopping around constantly. Like, where we're at now, they're in Galar right now. But I think they're traveling back to somewhere else. Because the majority of the story is on an airship, which is cool. But I'm like, I enjoy it a lot. Struggling with shoes from behind. Alright, I'm gonna teach you a trick, okay? Watch this. Shoes, really easy. It's a circle for the ankle, pudding cup for the back of the foot, like a triangle for the midfoot, then a semicircle for the toes. And what's beautiful about this is you can arrange these in any direction, and you get the foot in different angles. And all you gotta do is just trace it with the shape of a shoe. So if you want to draw a shoe from behind, circle, thingy, like this, and then you just... check that out. Whoa. Shoe! Easy peasy. I learned this forever ago. It was a good time. Team Rocket were my favorites. Team Rocket was great. I do think, like, I am glad that they have gone with a reset, though, because I'm like, it is nice that they're, like, doing something new. So I'm like, I do enjoy the new people a lot, too. No, it's good. You're all good. You give them big scarf. Give them big scarf. So I want to do like a good like silhouette exaggeration. Ooh, and then what we can do if we have the scarf is we can have it so it's like crystal tassels. Yeah. Which I will clean this up later when we get to the cleanup stage. It was a little stale. I mean, it is just like a classic series, right? So it's like, I'm glad that they're getting a refresh. I'm glad that it's got a refresh, though. I'm like, obviously I'll always have nostalgia for the original, but I like Liko a lot. I like Liko and Friends a lot, so it's a good time. We are thinking that it's like, this is a spell. A map spell. As he's like going around. I'm thinking as well, if he's like rocky, like is meant to be like very crystal rock kind of thing, we can give him like big gloves as well. It's like as if he's got to dig in the dirt a lot. Big dirt scrounging gloves, yes. And I'm thinking I can like do big coat. This is much more successful already than what do you call it? Than my digital art class was today, so I call this a win already. This is going much better than that class was. That's not quite right. Win, winning. We stay winning. Oh my god, I sewed my own top the other day. Like, for those who don't know, I am like, I'm the type of person where it's like, if it is a creative thing that I can do, I think I can do anything. But I have been sewing for a long time, and like, I've finally gotten back into it properly, so I started to sew my own clothes. So I sewed myself a halter top 2 days ago. I wore it out yesterday, to like, the little artist alley thing that I went to in GradX, and like, I got so many compliments on my top. I'm like, oh my god, you look, it's like, I love your top. It's like, where'd you get it? And I got to very proudly be like, I made it yesterday. And everybody's like, oh my god. You know, it's like, wow. Right? But I have been really enjoying just making my own clothes as of late. Very accomplished to be able to wear your own things. I am also like, I have very specific sizing to my body as well, so it's like, it helps to be able to sew my own thing, because then it's like, oh yes, it's like, it's like, this thing at the store does not fit properly, that's okay, I can make it. I do not need your assistance. I'm also thinking like, And give a button up so it's like architect kind of vibe. Or not architect, sorry, archaeologist. With this big coat. Does it cost more money to make or to buy? It's half and half. It depends on what it is, because it's like, if you've ever seen like a, like sometimes it's like, if you just need like a blank t-shirt, that's obviously going to be cheaper to buy. But like dresses, like if you want to make like a full like length dress, it'll cost you like hundreds to like buy it. But if you make it yourself, it could be like $50, right? Or like same with like hoodies. Some like really nice thick hoodies cost you like 80 to $100. You can make it yourself for like $14. Like it's so much cheaper that way. So it's like, it depends on what you want, right? Like I am very much like, what do you call it? Like, I made myself, like, a halter top. And it's, like, halter tops are, like, hard for me to get, specifically because of, like, my body sizing. So I'm, like, it is much cheaper for me to, like, make it for myself for under, like, $30 than to, like, maybe buy it and not be able to, you know? Oh, I'm not frugal. No, I'm not frugal. I just enjoy sewing. We'll go the big muddy boots as well. This is character design. So we're thinking of what clothes would they practically wear, what things will tell us what they do, that kind of thing. Tight pants, tighter pants. Still have a lot of pockets though. Like we're constantly carrying things around. Sewing makes it so that you can make patterns and designs for very little, so if you have the skills, probably the best. Yeah. I'm very, like, so cool. Learned how to make friendship bracelets recently. The feeling make something with your own hands is so nice. Yes! 1000%! It's super nice to be able to make things handmade. I love handmade things. I love getting handmade gifts. I love making handmade gifts. It's just really fun. It's fun, and it's also, it's like, it's always nice to, like, be able to give the gift of effort, I think. And it's like, I love... Because something that's priceless is time. So it's like, if somebody spent time on something for you, it's like, oh my god. It's like, wow, thank you so much, right? Cannot purchase a hoodie online because if they have bad texture TM, I literally refuse to ever wear them. I don't have any texture sensitivities, so I'm like, if it looks good, then I'll get it. But I'm like... A lot of, like, fashion is just really expensive or, like, just costs a lot for so little, and I'm just like, I can't be bothered anymore. Like, one of the things I really want a, oh, what do you call it? I really want a bolero sweater, which is like a sweater that's like really cropped. It's essentially just a pair of sleeves. So like if you're wearing something that's like a spaghetti strap, then you wear a bolero over top of it to like, as like a kind of half sweater. And it costs so dang much. And I'm like, I'll just make it. Like it's gonna be cheaper just to make it, you know? Probably gotta learn sewing eventually, so I'm tall. I'm so tall, gotta buy specialty shirts. Oh gosh, yeah. You should learn to sew it. Yeah. Fabric you can get online as well. Like, you can get it from people who just don't, like... Who just don't need it anymore. It's really good to get, like, secondhand fabric. It's also good for the environment. I recommend it. I like him. I think he's fun. He's cute. I love the just sleeves, yeah. I've seen an art style on Pinterest where they don't add any extra lines inside, and it's just outside with coloring for detail. It stood out to me more than the super well-made art. Well, I mean, that's also still well-made art. Everybody's got different styles. every art style, it's very common for people to say like, oh, it's like the simple style doesn't take as much effort, but realistically it takes more, because it is very difficult. One of them is drawing accurately from life, and the other one is trying to find a way for it to not be as accurate to life and still be appealing. And like that is arguably harder than drawing realism, because realists also struggle with like cartooning. And it's like, it's funny because you'll see like cartoonists who like they'll look at a realist artist's like cartoon work and they're like, this is not expressive enough, right? It's like, it's very like whatever, right? It's like, it's not very well thought out. And that's always fascinating to me. It's like the styles that we're like, oh, it's like it's too simple, it's too blah blah blah. It's like realistically, like every style is difficult to somebody else, right? Wear cargo shorts unironically. I'm still convinced fashion is a word used to make people spend money. What I'm hearing is you're no fun. I'm kidding. Fashion doesn't even need to cost money. Like some people, the best fashionistas that I know, they get their stuff for like cents, like dollars, and it like single digit dollars, and it's like you can arrange anything to look really good. Yeah, stylized art is such a broad field. Every single style can be so unique and different from one another. It's almost a miracle. Yeah, it's amazing. I want to give him a familiar, and I don't know what to do. I want to do a silly. Yeah, fashion, space of looking at a super detailed on a screen isn't the same as looking at it in a museum. Exactly. Fashion is just about making anything look good, pairing things, not about spending a lot of money. Very true. Iguana, mole, little rock guy, a rock. See, I want to do a rock of some kind, but I'm like, what rock? I'm like, I like the idea of it just being like a rock. Like a weird little rock guy. And if he's got like... and these are two blades of grass. He's just a little ball of stone. His tail is a little flower. The stupid creature. I like him. Amazing. Me with my pet rock, yeah. Alright, let's line this. Oh, we're making great time right now. Fantastic. Oh, this is much better than my other class. Maybe my class was just warm-up or something. Maybe it's because I was trying to design a building, too. Like, I'm no good at designing buildings fast. They do like the Marimo moss balls. Yes, amazing. Petal seems like an obvious name. I'm gonna name him Pete. P-E-A-T. Like Pete Moss. Pete. That's his name. Pete. Buildings suck to design. I love designing buildings. I'm just no good at doing it fast. So I'm like, when I was like put on the spot, maybe it's just like rough for me in that moment. Oh my god, this brush is huge. I'm like, why am I... Do you play many games instead of Kirby, of course? Yeah, I love video games. I have been in the process of finishing Wanderstop. I've been playing a lot of Minecraft lately. Obviously, I played Pokemon. Kirby as well. Finished the Turnip Boy games recently. Those are pretty good. Modern buildings are so boring, though. Well, I don't really like, modern buildings are just whatever. Like, if I'm designing a building, I'm making it fun, you know? Oh, TCG Pocket? Yeah, of course. I've already played TCG Pocket. I'm not a huge fan. Like, I have it, but I mostly just collect the cards. I don't really care about the competitive bit. Somehow I knew you were gonna ask me about Ina. I've seen it around. It didn't really interest me much. I'm like, I've seen Ina around everywhere, but I'm just like, wasn't really my thing. I mean, I don't really know what type of game it is. But I'm just like, I was like looking at it and I'm like, it doesn't really seem my type of thing. I don't really have a lot of time for games. Like, I love games, but I'm like, I mostly watch other people play than play myself. I've been watching my friends play the new Monster Hunter, and like, that's been really cool to watch. It's more of an experience than a game. If you want an experience more than a game, you play Kentucky Route Zero. That's the one you play. But don't play it if you don't like to read. Kentucky Route Zero, I'm like, that's the game where I'm like, I played that one and it made me rethink my own existence, and I think that that's what I enjoyed. Oh, Kentucky Route Zero is amazing. Phenomenal game. I'm like, I want to play it again just so I can really get it properly. Kentucky Route Zero was really good. Cocoon, another mind-bending game. Love that, because I just trust, both published by Annapurna, because I trust Annapurna Interactive with my life. As was Wanderstop, Stray, that kind of stuff. Really good. Yeah, Kentucky Route Zero is really, really good. I recommend it, but again, if you don't like to read, then you shouldn't play the game. It is essentially like walking sim type game, but it's really good. Yeah, Cocoon is another one where I was like, what the heck just happened? 9 out of 10. Loved that one too. Really, really good puzzle game. It got me a couple times, I will say. I was really like, I'm not good at puzzle games, but there were a couple times where I was like really stumped, and I'm like, what the heck do I do, bro? Because you need to remember a lot with that game. It's like, sometimes you gotta write stuff down, or like really like you're like, oh my god, kind of thing. Okay, no, I get that. Like that it's, because I love a surrealist experience is my thing. I love a surrealist thing, right? But it's like, do you mean, tell me the genre. Like, what is the genre? Because again, like, Kentucky Route Zero, yeah, it's like it's less a game, it's an experience. That's still walking sim, right? It's walking sim visual novel. There's Outer Wilds, which is like open world exploration, right? But also more of an experience. It has no genre. It has to have a genre, bro. Everything has a genre. Like even Hylix has a genre. It's an RPG. And Hylix is like, what the heck is going on in that game? If you don't know Hylix, you should look it up. It's a good game. Same with Off, another RPG from like early 2000s. I think it's from like 2004 or 2010, something like that. Off is really, really good. Again, it's more of an experience than it is a game, realistically. Even the soundtrack hates you, and that's great. And that's still like an RPG. Oh, it's an adventure game. Okay. Adventure games aren't bad. Is it point and click adventure or just adventure? Ugh, Outer Wilds is amazing. I still haven't finished it because I'm just not good enough at the game. I'm so bad at it. I'm like at the, I know I'm at the end. I'm just so bad at the game. I'm like, I can't finish it properly. I'm probably not gonna, I'm gonna be super real. I'm probably not gonna end up watching something after stream. But like, okay, if it's an adventure game, I'm like, I get that. Like, if it's an adventure. I mean, adventure games are fine. I'm like, I like RPG adventure more than I do point and click. If it's point and click, then it's like, whatever. One of my favorite point and click adventures is Paradigm. That's another, like, if you want a ridiculous game, you play Paradigm. Paradigm makes no sense. Jacob Janerka is so funny for no reason. He kind of gives, like, Toby Fox, but evil. And that's what I like about his games. I remember once he decided to try and make a game that was a first-person shooter, but the gun had jiggle physics, so you can never shoot straight. Because it's like it's a floppy gun. Jacob Janerka is just Toby Fox, but evil. But, like, in a good way. Toby Fox evil in some ways. Right, so imagine somebody who I would describe as Toby Fox, but evil. I still want to play the dungeon experience. I haven't done that yet. Paradigm is really good if you haven't played that one. Really, really good game. It's ridiculous. It makes zero sense. I loved it a lot. It's just a guy who wanted to listen to a mixtape and he, like deconstructs, like, a whole capitalist society. It's great. It's a phenomenal experience. It's really... It's a lot. There's just a lot going on all the time with that game. It is dastardly. It's a good time. It's a phenomenal time. I highly recommend Paradigm if you want, like, a stupid point-and-click adventure. If you want a point-and-click adventure that's really funny for realistically no reason. It's like, you don't know why it's so funny. It's just like, it just is. It's that kind of humor that's, like, very, like, dry, but, like, ridiculous enough to where you're like, whoa. Like, at one point you find yourself in, like, a church of glam rock, which is, like, it's a good time. Like, it's, yeah, Paradigm is good as, like, a point-and-click adventure. Oh gosh, what's that one game? I've played it a few times. Tiny something. Tiny Echo! That's another good point and click. Love that one. That one's a little more interpretive. I like that game a lot. It's really cute. Oh, I love A Short Hike. A Short Hike is a really good game, yeah. I love that one. If you liked A Short Hike, you should play Little Gator Game. Similar vibes. I enjoyed it a lot. Yeah, Short Hike is a great time. But yeah, if you liked A Short Hike, you should play Little Gator Game, because that one's also really good. Yeah, they're super comfy. Oh, so it is a point and click. Okay, so it's point and click. I don't know how I feel about point and click. I'm like, I like point and click, but it's not usually my favorite. No, I believe you. I believe you. I'm just like... I don't know, maybe seeing the fandom has ruined it for me, which I'm like, I know realistically I'm like, I should separate fandom from the actual source material, but I'm just like... You know. Juicy Liner, thank you. I love texture. And... chisel brushes. I really, oh my god, speaking of chisel brushes, I have seen this one artist on Instagram a couple times. They work with, Ohuhu's, calligraphy markers. And I'm so like, I want those markers so damn bad. They look so good. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Because I'm like, I love traditional artwork. Like, I love analog artwork so much. I'm like, I don't have time to do it as often. But I'm like, I love me some good analog. And I'm like, I want to start translating, like, the chisel, like, my love of, like, a chisel brush digitally to, like, traditionally. And I'm like, to, like, analog artwork. And I'm like, I've been trying to find, like, a chisel brush that I like. Because I have a Faber-Castell chisel as well, and I'm like, it's fine, but I'm like, I kind of want like something like smoother, a little smaller. And I'm like, the Ohuhu one looks really good. Like, they've got like a set of calligraphy pens that I really want. The World Ends With You is my best friend's favorite game of all time. My least favorite horror trope? Oh no. Oh, I hate And It Was All a Dream. I hate that. I hate when it was like, I really hate when it's like there's these monsters that are showing up and like there's all these weird occurrences are happening and everyone's like, I don't know what's going on. And it just turns out it was just like a collective like hallucination. One of my least favorite tropes of all time. It's happened, the developers of Until Dawn, it was like, they did it with, Man of Medan. Don't even get me started on it. Man of Medan is such a bad game, dude. I was like, it was so promising because it started off with like them heading to, spoilers by the way, this game is years old by now, but it started with them going to like, it's like a flashback to like these like Navy soldiers and they're like getting their fortunes read in China, and I'm like, oh my god, is this Chinese horror? I'm so excited because like there's so much like culture and like what do you call it? It's so like interesting. Like Asian horror is so good. And I was like, please tell me. I'm like, this is like based in like Chinese horror. And it wasn't. And it was just, you know, zombies on a boat. And I love like stupid people making stupid decisions. And I'm like, okay, whatever, I guess. And then we get to like maybe like an hour or two into the game. And I'm like, oh no, is the whole thing just like a trip? Like, are they just tripping because there's like mustard gas on the ship or something? And I was right. I predicted the ending like right in the middle of the game. And I was like, this sucks. I'm like, this is awful. Hate this. I'm like, I hate the It Was All a Dream trope so much. I'm like, you can't give me monsters. You can't give me this whole thing and then tell me, oh, sorry, it wasn't real. You know, I'm just like, come on, bro. That's so like, it's an awful trope. Basically, the game's like, oh, the plot got too convoluted to be cohesive and interesting narratives, lazy attempt to justify the weird stuff. Exactly. Genuinely so upsetting. Just any media, not just game. Yeah. Like in any media, like I hate the it's just a dream thing. Really upsetting. One of my least favorite things ever. Traditional stream was definitely... We've done a couple. I didn't like setting them up, so I'm like, that's why I don't really do the traditional streams anymore. It's just easier on me to set it up, like, digitally, because, like, traditionally I have to, like, go through, like, a whole process, and I'm like, I don't really want to go through that. Same company did the trope with another one of the games. Oh yeah, you bet. After Until Dawn, it was all downhill from there. I literally don't care what anybody says. The Quarry also sucked. I didn't like the Quarry at all. There was the one that they did with, what's her name? Ashley Tisdale? Something, hang on. What's her name? Oh no. Ashley Tisdale. Yeah, they brought on Ashley Tisdale for one of the games, and like she acted like the actors were fine. It was just the plot. I was like, this sucks, and I'm like, this is the most. It's supposed to be like vampire, and I'm like, this is the most boring vampire I've ever seen in my life, bro. I'm like, you can do something way more interesting than this. Can get the heel of the shoe, but not the rest of the foot. It's more the type of shoe than anything else, I guess. What kind of shoes are you working with? What's my favorite horror trope? I love cult horror. I love anything to do with, like, the eldritch and, like, cults and, like, summoning things and stuff like that. I like, it's very, very cheesy, but it's like, it's one of those like things that like just always gets me. I love cult horror. So I'm like anything's related to that. I really, really love. Like one of my favorite horror games of all time was Faith. Like I love Faith, the Unholy Trilogy. Like that stuff was so good. I was so into that. I had Mortis as my Discord status for like months after I experienced that game. It was so good. Yeah, I love anything cult horror. I think it's a lot of fun. The red slippers from Wizard of Oz, they're round and simple. Oh, they're Mary Janes. Look up Mary Janes. Mary Janes are flats. Like, you can look up anything like those. You'll be able to find some easy references from that. See, another good thing. If you have a really strong visual library, learn the names of things, you'll be able to find references a lot easier. This little goober you're drawing. I don't have a name for him yet, but he's a rock witch. I forgot the game is. The game is so good, dude. Guy made it all because the brain concussion is so stupid. I'm just like, I hate that it was all a dream trope, dude. It doesn't even have to be horror. Like, in anything. I also hate, just, like, in terms of, like, just tropes in general, I also hate the, like, conflict is caused by there being no communication that could have happened in 5 minutes because just, like, we're stupid. I'm like, God. I'm like, this whole plot could be solved. You just sat down and had a conversation for, like, 5 seconds. I'm like, I hate the no communication plot for no reason. Like, if they're like not communicating for specific purposes, I'm like, okay, I get that. Like, if it's like I can't speak to you because this will happen, or like I can't speak to you because whatever, right? That's fine. But if it's literally just like I'm making assumptions about you and I refuse to talk to you because I have these assumptions and I will never solve it or try to get your point of view because I've made this assumption about you already. I'm like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. I'm like, just have a conversation, bro. Oh, I love Call to the Lamb. Yeah, no. I didn't play it myself, but my partner played it with me present all the time. I love Call to the Lamb. Great game. Yeah, it's a good one. I've gotten a little more into roguelikes because of my partner, but I'm not a roguelike person usually. Conflict because there isn't a conversation needs to be done really well to actually work, like a father and son getting into a fight for agrees and making resolve. Exactly. I'm like, conflict caused by lack of communication has to be done well for it to work. Because if it's not, then it's just dumb, and I think that every character is dumb. I'm like, it's genuinely so upsetting. I remember reading a story once that I really liked at first, and then they redid it, and then, like, the initial main plot was just because they refused to talk to each other and just made immediate assumptions based on hearsay. And I was like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. I'm like, you can all literally talk, you all go to the same school. You all go to the same school and are in the same classes and see each other all the time. You're actively avoiding each other because you're making assumptions based on what other people said. I'm like, if you're like, I'm not a very confrontational person, but even still, it's like, oh, it's like this person said this about you, and it's like, no, that's not true, this is what actually happened. It's so easy to get that secondary context. Especially because the characters, too, were friends. Like, they were originally friends, and then one of them heard from, like, a secondary source that this thing happened, and then suddenly they just stopped talking to them. And I was like, what? No! You're friends! You can talk! You can, like, ugh. Fears to Fathom. That sounds familiar. Hang on. Do I remember this game? Fears to Fathom. Oh! Yeah. Of course. No, classic. Yeah, no, I know this game. Yeah, it was pretty good. I watched somebody else play this one. I didn't play this one myself. But, yeah. I remember this game. Yeah. Stranger Things, I think, had a really good start. And then slowly, it wasn't even that it became bad. It was just slowly, like, I just kind of stopped caring. It was like, it started off really strong, and then as time went on, I was just like, I'm not really into figuring out what the ending is. You know? And I've seen all of it, like, I have. Like, I'm just like, but it was never something that I was like, I am so into this, I want more of this all the time. It was just very, like, whatever. I will always thank Stranger Things for making D&D normalized for people, though. It still does pain me when some people are like, oh, D&D, the thing from Stranger Things. I'm like, nope, it's been around since the 70s, gee. It's been around for a long time, bestie. Yeah, degrading interest is the worst thing a show can do, not gonna lie. Yeah, it was just like, it had a really strong start. I really liked it, and then I think, like, it's gotten to the point where I'm just like, whatever, I guess. Here's the thing. Vecna is, like, a really old villain. He's always been just a dude, right? He's always been, like a kind of just, like, a guy. So it's, like, when they were like, oh, it's Vecna, I'm like, I knew exactly what he was gonna look like. So, like, that didn't bother me. I'm like, the big bad evil being a person does, like, as long as you set it up to be a person, I'm like, I don't care. I'm like, whatever. I will always prefer a monster over just a person, but I'm like, I don't mind if it's like a guy. I'm like, I also tend to not prefer, like, just a dude characters, but, like, if it is, like, especially if it's not, like, they hint at a big monster the whole time and then it's just, like, a person, I'm like, whatever. But, because they've been calling it Vecna this whole time, so I'm just like, yeah, Vecna's like a lich. He's a guy. Never watched Gundam. But if human, but also a monster. Yeah, like, that's Vecna. Vecna is a lich, right? I'm like, liches are, like, people who wanted, like, immortality. Like, they're people, right? It's not like they're, like, a monster, which is very, like, first iteration of D&D kind of, like, monster, which again makes sense because this takes place in, like, the 80s, so D&D hasn't been out for that long. But it's like now we have more, like, eldritch abominations and whatnot. The shading makes the colors bolder. Yeah, I really love letting line art do the talking, so I'm very much like, I'd much prefer to focus on line work than color. So, like, this color will actually be very simple when we get around to it. Oh, it's 4. Okay, good. Still making pretty good time. Not that bad. This character looks so cool. Thank you. Love horns. Love a good horn. How would you begin to practice very interesting varied line art? Kind of done with the beginner line art I got going. Start looking into, like, things that you like about other people's artwork or other people's line work. Think about what you want to achieve with your line work, because a really big thing with lines is it's like, line work is not just a, what do you call it? Line work is not just you tracing. Line work is a fix. It is a completion. It is adding expression, right? Like, you notice me, I'm, like, adding little extra things that I didn't line before, that I didn't, like, sketch out before. I'm, like, shading with my line work. I'm fixing some perspective. I'm fixing some design, right? And this is, like, I am still designing while I line, right? I am still, like, coming up with new things. I'm not just tracing my sketch. I'm trying to figure out how to make my sketch better, right? And that's what you, like, what approach you should have when you are lining, right? It shouldn't just be like, oh, I'm just gonna line for the sake of adding an outline. Because line work is there to accentuate your forms, right? It isn't just there to be lines. They are there to make it easier for people to spot where your forms are going and what's happening with them, right? So, like, for me, I'm like, my line work is, like, not only like an outline, but it's also like, oh, I am using these lines to shade. I am using these lines to, like, add texture. I'm using these lines to whatever, right? So it's like, figure out what you want your line work to do, and that should, like, help, probably. Like, I'm not choosing to be too exact with my lines either, right? I'm kind of like, I'm letting there be a little bit of mess here and there. Right, and that adds back in that, like, slight human element, I think. Makes it feel better. Especially in this day and age, the human element is really important. So, you know, all things considered. It's like adding that little bit of mistake, that little bit of etch to it. Really feels nice. Thank you. Yeah, black shading is really nice. Yeah, of course. My idea for a monster with human intelligence is like an eldritch curse that spreads through negative emotion. Also has a soul it needs to use to maintain power. So there's sort of a person too. It's kind of how liches work, in a way. I'm very much like, I love eldritch things that do things for a purpose that you could never know. I think that that's fun. I also love villains that have like arguments that you can't totally fight against. Like, I love villains where it's like they kind of got a point. You know? Like that's a fun thing too that I enjoy. Or it's like you feel bad for them at a certain point. I'm not a really big fan of like they're just evil for the sake of being evil kind of thing. It can be fun sometimes, but I'm just like, I don't know, sometimes I'm just like, eh. Then I'm just kind of like whatever about the character, you know? If you like anime, what's the most annoying anime thing? I don't like evil girl pigtails. I don't like the tiny girl that is meant to be there to be cutesy. And it's also, it just makes me feel icky. There's there to be cutesy, but is also maybe insane. I'm like, it's evil girl pigtails. Like, I'm not, like, I dislike it. I also really dislike fan service. You'll never find a bigger fan service hater than me. I will straight up stop watching things if there's too much fan service. Yeah, the girl from My Hero. Evil girl pigtails. That's what I'm saying. Evil girl pigtails. I dislike that trope like crazy. They even have it in the new Pokemon anime. I'm like, I dislike this character instantly. Because I'm just like, you're just so annoying. I'm like, I do not want you to be here. Evil girl pigtails. I'm like, I don't like the trope. Like, I dislike the... There's like, because there's a fine line for you to do, like, you're kind of crazy, but, like, you're fun, right? Because there's, like, I do like the trope of, like, dangerous but in an attractive way. Like, I like that trope a lot, because that can be done really fun, right? But it's like, I dislike it when it's clearly like they're meant to be like very young, almost like childlike, and then like they're evil, and like it rubs me the wrong way, because then it's like, oh my god, it's like, why are you being portrayed as like a teenager, or like, why are you being portrayed as even younger than that? I'm like, I dislike that, especially when it's like really high pitched. I'm a very big voice person, and that's like a me thing. I'm like, that's not like, there's nothing wrong with, because some people just like, you just can't change your voice, and that's like, so it's like, I feel bad, but sometimes it's like, if I don't like how you sound, it's like, that's a weird auditory processing thing for me. It's like the way that your voice sounds can be very, very distracting for me. And it's like, sometimes like a voice is just like, I can't watch you, I can't process your content or what you're doing because I just don't like how you sound. And it's like, I feel bad, but that's genuinely just a me thing. So it's like, so especially like the really high pitched anime girl voice, I'm like, I can't do it. I'm like, it's not happening. Oh, One Punch Man's amazing. Love One Punch Man. Here's the thing with One Punch Man. It's not that it doesn't have any fan service, it's that the fan service is non-exclusive. One Punch Man is either everybody is hot or everybody is ugly, and I appreciate that. I'm like, they have no bias. It's like some people are very, very attractive and some people are very, very ugly, and I like that. I think that that's good. I like that it's not exclusive to one gender, especially. Because that's funny. Oh, One Punch Man's great, yeah. My Hero was one of those animes where it's like I didn't watch it, I read it, and then at one point I just dropped it because it did the thing where it's like I just lost interest. I'm like, I don't know why I'm still reading this, and then I just dropped it because it was just very like whatever to me, even from the beginning. I wasn't super like into it. Gender equality, yeah, exactly, gender equality. It's like, I dislike it when it's very, very, like, one-sided leaning. Usually I'm just like, come on, man. I'm like, we can do better than this. A specific trope, it's so repetitive. All of us are dead, or the whole story is, oh no, everything is getting infected. New person gets infected every episode for the exact same reason. Oh, so you just don't like zombies. You don't like zombie movies. Because I'm like, infection stories are fine to me. I'm like, I don't mind that. I am not the type of person who is actively looking for attractive characters. Like, you'll find, like, especially with my own characters, like, it's like, if Vin was here, Vin would fight me on this. But I am like, you'll see, like, the D&D characters that I play. It's like, Corn, child. Also, Lizard. Neptune, child. The first and then I'll be playing Cricket, who is not a child, but also not meant to be, like, very attractive, very hot. I played Scuttle, who was, like, a gross, like, goblin. Strider, late teenager. Not child, but still not meant to be, like, hyper attractive. There was, who else? There was Rai, who was a water genasi adult, but also not meant to be attractive. Just a little gremlin. My first actually meant to be attractive character is Etalon, and she's like a robot kind of like character, and I'm like, who also just does not want anything to do with romantic inclination, which is fun for playing a bard, by the way. And it's like, I personally am like, I am very, like, romance adverse, despite me having a partner. It's like, even in, like, I hate dating sims. I'm not a dating sim person. Or even, like, games that have, like, dating options. Like, I play Stardew Valley, and I actively make sure I don't romance any of the NPCs. I just don't enjoy, like, romance in games or anything like that. So I'm just, like, trying to find hot characters, like, defeats the purpose of me. I'm like, that is not my thing, you know? I'm very, like, I don't believe that romance kills plots. That's not true. I think, like, especially a lot of, like stories, like, romance can make the plot way stronger. Especially as, like, character development. Because, like, I love writing romance, which is ironic. I'm like, I love writing romance, and I don't mind reading it. But especially if it involves me, I don't want anything to do with it. I'm like, nope, not happening. You know? Dating sims are weirder than I'll do in a way where it's like in the way romance should be a part of the overall character arc. Exactly. I'm like, I think that it should be that it's like, I love romance with more plot. And I'm like, I think that that's always fun. I'm like, I love the trope of like, what is it? It's like we've both been through a lot, and we find solace in each other. I'm like, I love that a lot. It's like it helps with like, it's like mutual healing, which like I think is really, really sweet. Childhood friends to lovers as well. I enjoy that. Like that, like friends to lovers, I think is great. Great in person, great in like writing. I think that's a really fun trope. I accidentally ignore every single romance option in games that don't have focus on it. That's real. The best exercises to drop better in your opinion. Like, I feel like I have a lot to learn. I don't know how to learn it at all. I have one for speed. In terms of like actually learning, try to integrate learning something new into drawing something that you enjoy. Because like if you are just trying to do studies, they might not be fun for you. So it's like, especially when I was like learning a lot more frequently, what I would do is I would do like studies, or I would like practice foreshortening by drawing characters that I enjoyed. Or like if I'm like, I gotta get better at designing buildings, then I design a building for a story that I need to write. Or like I, you know, or maybe like I draw my friends' characters and like I learn something from that, right? Maybe it's like I learn a different style of anatomy, or I learn more about, you know, blah, 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 right? It's like try and integrate learning into things that you enjoy, and it won't feel so like harsh on you anymore, you know? So it's like that might help a bit to like be a little more consistent with it. But realistically, the order in which you learn things doesn't really matter. Because you'll realize that in order to learn something, you'll need something else to fully understand it anyway. So it's like, whatever you decide to do first is like, whether it's like an anatomy, maybe it's color, maybe it's blah, 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 right? Whatever you decide to do, that's up to you. But try and integrate it into things that you actually enjoy to draw. And then it's like, that'll make it a lot easier for you to pick up on it. Welcome from Costco. I do the opposite. First come up with the idea and do some practice based on what the piece needs to be good. It's like I tend to work better when I learn as I go. So it's like I'm like, okay, well, I need this piece of information to learn to draw it. And I'm like, okay, I'll do it as I draw. It's like I don't have like a setup beforehand. I'm just like, okay, I need to know this, so I will do it while I am drawing the piece, you know? But it is to each their own. So it is, everybody learns a little differently. So whatever you find works best for you, that's kind of up to you. Oh, boxes are great, yeah. I love drawing in perspective in general. I grew a love for perspective after like during high school. And then as I got to college, I loved it even more because I'm just like, yes, background design. I love drawing backgrounds. Oh, 3-point perspective is fantastic. Yeah, it's been an hour. Yeah, perspective's a good time. I went over 4-point with somebody in the Discord recently. And it was like, I learned that I prefer doing 4-point specifically traditionally than I do doing it digitally, because it's like digitally I can't, like my tablet realistically is not that large. And it's like, I prefer it to be smaller, but like, it does make it harder to do things like perspective where you need like your full arm to work with it. So I'm like, I'm like, I way prefer doing 4-point. That's fisheye, by the way, if you didn't know what kind of perspective that is. That's fisheye perspective. I way prefer doing it traditionally, where I can just, like, set down, like, a like a 16 by 24 sheet of paper and just go ham. Like, it's great. Improves a lot from perspective. I'm more into object drawing than characters. They help a bunch to understand shapes. Oh, yeah, 1000%. Yeah, you should know perspective if you're doing a bunch of, like, digital, or if you're doing a bunch of objects, you should know perspective. Like, object design requires it. I'm glad you're feeling a little better. Love foreshortening of the piece I did with a good perspective. I can't finish because I'm struggling to design a robot. Oh, we love a good robot. Playing a Warforged has made me appreciate robots more. I've always loved robots, but yeah. My entire sketchbook spread of boxes in perspective is the most fun I had drawing with a gel pen. Nice. I did a thing when I was in high school where I drew, like, I was like, it's my anxiety rabbit page, where I was like, every time I was feeling stressed, I would draw a rabbit. It was like one page, and the rabbits looked, like this. So it's like, if I ever just needed to, like, stop and, like, okay, just breathe. So there's, like, a sketchbook where the whole first page is just covered in rabbits, like that. From, like, forever ago. Well, there's your first problem, is that you're drawing on a phone. It's like, you gotta do what you gotta do, but that's... Ow. I don't think I could. Not anymore, anyway. Yeah, silly rabbits. Silly guys. Because it's meant to be a simple mech that just destroys stuff, but I can't because I'm bad at simple. I'm also not the most... I'm not the best when it comes to just simple designs. I mean, clearly. I am an illustrator. It's funny, my best friend and I, both artists, they are an animator. So it's like when they come up with designs, they want them to be animation friendly. Me, I am an illustrator. So I have more intense, like, very detailed designs. So it's like we both have very different approaches to designing our characters. And I'm just like, it kills me every time. I'm like, you could make this, like, more, like, detailed. And they're like, no. And I'm like, okay. I'm just like, it's like, you could add more. I'm like, it could be, like, more, like, you know, like, patterning that goes on. Or, like, maybe you want to add, like, extra, like, tchotchkes and stuff. And it's just like, nope, keeping it simple. And I'm like, all right, well. I can't do it. I love my intense design work. It's, like, full of, like, buckles and... like bobs and jewelry and textures. I'm like, I can't just... It's like, it kills me inside every time that it's like, it's way too simple. I'm like, even, like, Corn is a very simple design, but it's like, over time, it's like, you know, like, I started to give him more scales, and it's like, his anatomy got a little more intense, and it's like, even Ethelon, I'm like, over time, I've started to give her more as time has gone on, because I'm just like, I can't just do a single-faceted design. Used to draw on my phone. It was fun, but when I switched to a tablet, I could not go back to life. Oh yeah. No, I've never drawn on a phone. I'm like, that screen is way too small. I've always been working with tablets, but it's just like, phones are just, they're so small, dude. I'm like, I'll pick a sketchbook over a phone any day. These are the wrong angle. That's it. I was like, something's off here. Gotta start listening to you when I draw more often. I'm making so much progress. Yippee! We love a good progress in this house. I have a good concept for it too. It's based off of just being the simple walking mechanism of a bipedal bone system with guns on it. It's just too hard to make it not look weird. My when you draw mechs, my biggest piece of advice is, like, you should try and follow, like, the anatomy of what it is that you're trying to do. So if it's just a pair of, like, legs, like, try and follow, like, the muscle anatomy, the bone structure of that, and, like, you should be able to get something that's, like, fairly simple without, like, overworking it. Look up some ball-jointed dolls. You might get something that you like from that. Yippee! One day drawing tablets will grace my fingers. Drawing tablets are, you can get them for fairly cheap nowadays. It's like, they're not like obviously if you can't get it, you can't get it, but it's like the drawing tablets, you can get them for fairly cheap now. Like, you can get one for like 30 bucks nowadays. It's like, that's less expensive than a phone. Oh, gosh. Sorry. Achoo. Refurbish on eBay. Oh yeah, you could get like used ones. My tablet is used. I'm like, I don't have like a, like, I am super stuck on like loving like the Wacom 13s. So I'm like, this one is like, the pen is broken sadly, but I'm like, I can live without using the back eraser, I guess. But I am very like, I get my tablets used all the time. And I got mine for 300 bucks, which is really good for a Cintiq. So, and these tablets are like tanks. I'm like, I love the original Wacoms. You'll find used ones all the time. 0 buttons and whatnot. It's actually pretty cheap. Well, mine actually does have buttons. I've got the rocker ring, I've got the zoom in, I've got everything. But yeah, you can get like the little, like, tiny little boys, and they're very cheap. USB plug-in. You can even get some that are like phone plug-in. Like, we're sponsored by XP Pen. I know that they've got a few, like, ones that are compatible with, like, a phone, I believe. So it's like, you don't even need like a full PC. You can just like digital art is so accessible nowadays. It's great. Like, I love how accessible it's become to for a lot of people. $300. Yeah, $300 for a Cintiq is really good though. Yeah. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with buying secondhand. Like, secondhand buying, like, tablets is the way to go, especially if you're getting your very first one. I don't think I've had a single tablet that wasn't secondhand. Like, all of my tablets to this day have been, like, secondhand. My very first tablet was, like, from my dad, and it was, like, from the 80s, didn't have pen pressure, and I used it on, like, my laptop that, like, had been absolutely torn to shreds. And when I say torn to shreds, I'm not even joking. Like, the power button, didn't really work. The charging port was ripped out of its socket, and the battery was half dead. So the only way that I could, like, keep that laptop on, was if I plugged in the charger at a very, very specific angle. And, like, it would constantly disconnect from charging and reconnect. And again, no pen pressure. It was a rough tablet. My second one was a Wacom Intuos back when they were a bit bigger. And then I got it and used it on a newer laptop as well. And that one was my first experience with pen pressure, and I was like, yo, this is crazy. I'm like, open up a whole new level, whole new life for me, dude. It's my iPad Pro. I don't have a computer yet. Oh, lots of people use iPads. Yeah, use Procreate. Procreate, lots of people use that program. Very, very common. You don't need a computer. The things we do for Arya, genuinely, right? That was my first time doing digital. It's been almost a decade now. It's been over a decade at this point. Because I started doing digital for my... like right before in 2014, 2013, something like that. Somewhere around there is when I first started doing digital. So it'll be a little over a decade this year, I think. Pretty crazy. Wow. What a decade will do to you. Dividing body parts into smaller, simple sections and learning character design, super helpful. Oh yeah, super, super crucial. Yeah. 1000%. Doing, like, being able to absorb the knowledge in a way that is simplified helps a lot of people. 100%. Yeah, Procreate's great. Love the line work on this. Thank you. Yeah, it's super comic-y. This is like a very, very traditional, like, comic artist's way of lining. It's very, very, like, heavy on the black work and, like, letting the line work do a lot of the, like, talking when it comes to shading and form identification and stuff like that. So it's a little more of a traditional approach to line work, but I love that. I like it when it looks a little bit more analog and a little messier, because I just think it's fun that way. I'm like, it's why I love this chisel brush. It's like, it's not perfectly smooth. I'm like, I can't stand a brush that is way too smooth. So I'm like, that's a me thing, obviously. I'm like, I prefer to have a little bit of texture. I can't stand the, like, way too smooth kind of, like, anime way of approaching it. Or, like, the anime way of approaching it, where it's, like, super smooth lines with, like, little to no texture. Like, I can't stand it. I'm like, I need my texture. I need some roughness in there, or else I go insane. So I'm like, I love my harsher, like, line work that's like this. Like the super smooth with soft brush, can't do it. What's a chisel brush? So, if you notice the shape of my brush, let me make this bigger, it's just a line, right? And the chisel brush makes it so, like, if you want super thin lines, you can have those. If you want super thick lines, you can have those. And all it takes is you changing the angle of the brush. It's like a calligraphy pen. So I'm like, I love working with a chisel, because it's like, that's how I get lines like these, where it's like, if I'm like lining like the edge of something, I can like change the angle of my pen and I just get a different line thickness. It's like I can change my wrist angle as I work, and it like, I can like change the way that it looks. It's like, you know, very calligraphy-esque. It's like you're working with a chisel, like an actual like physical chisel, which is like, I enjoy this. And you can get them in person too, which is like, I really want a better chisel brush. I really want a better chisel marker for like actual like analog line work. I want those Ohuhu pens so bad, dude. They're like $14. They're not even that bad. They're not even that expensive. I'm like, I can't get them right now. I can't justify it. Tablet doesn't read the rotation of my pen, unfortunately. Oh, that sucks. Yeah. Maybe one day. Yeah, I love a good chisel. I live for the chisel brush. It's a very, storyboard artist brush. Storyboard artists live for the chisel. So I'm like, I took a page out of their books. I'm like, yeah, I'll try the chisel out. And now I can never go back. I love the chisel. I manually add the line weight? I thought you worked on an iPad Pro. What do you use for your pen? The Apple Pencil should be able to read your pen pressure. I think you're using digital. And if you want to print it in traditional, is it markers or watercolor? Both. You don't have an Apple Pen, you should get an Apple Pen. If you want to print it traditionally, is it markers or watercolor? Both. That can help with the final piece. That depends. What paper are you printing it on? Watercolor, you need something that can handle that amount of water. If you're working with markers, what kind of markers are they? Are they alcohol-based markers? Are they like water-based markers? If it's water-based, then it's whatever, but if it is alcohol-based, then you need to make sure you have the paper that can handle an alcohol-based marker, right? Depends on what you're trying to go for. It's a knockoff and it sucked. You should get a better... You should get an Apple Pen, because an Apple Pen, again, you can get one of them used for fairly cheap. Don't get a new one. Get a used one. They're pretty cheap, and it'll help a ton, I promise. Hi. I need the Apple Pen, I pray, yeah. Hi, Oz, how are you? Oz, look at my little witch. Look at my little tiefling witch. He's an ore witch. It's amazing, thank you. Sign is stellar. Thank you! Do you like the little rock rabbit? Love the line way. Thank you! Little rock rabbit. I enjoy him greatly. My tablet does read the angle of the pen. It's hard to get used to it so far. Believe me, I really only started to get used to the, like angling my wrist properly, like last year. Like, cause I never really used pens where the angle of my wrist mattered, but now that it does, it's like, I've gotten a lot better at it, but I never really bothered with it before. Making some great little guys recently. Thank you! I've been enjoying drawing little guys. Oh, I love Copics. No, I'm married to my Copics. I love Copic markers. I am very much like a Copic marker lover, unfortunately. I'm like, I've tried the Ohuhu, like, acrylic, like, what do you call it? The Ohuhu, alcohol markers, and I can't. I'm like, I don't like them as much. They're not as smooth as the Chows for Copic. I'm like, they're expensive, but I'm like, very similar to like Winsor & Newton paints. I'm like, there's a reason they're expensive, I guess. What's the thing I struggle the most with drawing? Vehicles. Cars. Plane. Anything that gets you from point A to point B. And I'm not talking fantasy vehicles. I'm talking actual, like, you cannot sit me down and say, just draw a Toyota Corolla. It's not happening. Like, Jesse, make sure it's like, can you draw me a Jeep Grand Cherokee? It's not gonna happen. Like, I'm not gonna do it. Because I'm like, I hate drawing them. It's just not fun. And I have to be so exact to a point, I'm just like, I hate it. There's just nothing fun about drawing a car. I'd love Copics, it'd be awesome. No, I love Copics. They're really nice. They're very smooth. I get the Copic Chows specifically, A, because they have a brush tip, B, because they don't smell as strong. I'm just like, they're a lot better. I'm like, I don't like the base Copics. I love the Chows though. They're really nice. Vehicles are so rough. Yeah, I genuinely, I can't draw a vehicle without like a bajillion references. Like most things it's like, I'm like, I'll draw it once and I'll be good, usually. Vehicles, I've never been able to pick up on them. It's just one of those things. It's always been a struggle, and I despise that it's a struggle. Because I'm just like, I hate them so much. It's literally the one thing I hate drawing. It's vehicles. I'm like, everything else, I'm like, yeah, it's easy. I'm like, I don't mind. It's like, I'll pretty much literally anything else, except for a vehicle. And it's like, I just can't do it. These tassels are not good. That's not right. Sitting around sniffing Copic sketch markers is a fun hobby. You know, I can't recommend that one, but, you know. Trying to build back drawing habit. It's hard because when I think about drawing, there's not a single idea in my head. I redraw something usually. It seems shallow. Any advices on that? Get new inspiration. That's not even a joke. Like, art, you get inspired by the things around you, right? And it's like, maybe intake new media, listen to new music, try something new. You'll probably find something that inspires you eventually. Like, I remember being in, like, the craziest rut at one point, and then I started getting into D&D, and now it's, like, I draw. Like, I mean, I draw daily anyway, but it's, like, now I draw, like, extra daily, you know? Like, I'm, like, try and get a new inspiration. It's like, it might help. Respect for artists who can genuinely draw a detailed, realistic art and enjoy the process. Real. What if you have the inspiration but no motivation? That you're motivation blocked and you need a break. Stop drawing. A break, by the way, is sometimes more than like a couple hours or a couple days. Sometimes it's months, by the way, if you didn't know that. The only time when somebody like is like, I can't stop drawing for months is when they do it as their job. That's me. But like sometimes it's literally just like, especially if you're just like, I'm out of inspiration, I'm out of motivation, I don't know what to do. Stop. Just play a game. Go outside or something. It'll come back to you. You just gotta like stop for a second. Tassels. Oh, Faber-Castell's nice. Yeah. I have some Faber-Castell liners. That's the chisel that I have right now, is the Faber-Castell chisel liner. And I'm like, it's nice. I wish it was thinner. So I'm like, I saw the Ohuhu ones and I want to try those really badly because they look really good. All my drawings of 2025 have been commissions. A good chunk of mine have been too. It's okay. Like, genuinely, I did like the art versus artist last year and I was like, oh shoot, I need to draw for myself more. Oh, I love huge scarves. Yeah, huge scarves are so fun. Oh, this would just be your hobby. Did you need to worry about money? Would you even stream or would you even upload stuff? I mean, like if it was all just a hobby, I mean, I might still upload things because like I do love just sharing my art. I've always loved sharing my art. I was one of those weird artists growing up where it's like, you ever see the thing where it's like people are like, oh, I'm drawing and I'm like, people are watching me in my sketchbook and I feel like drawing my sketchbook and I feel watched and I don't want to. No. I would make it an event. I remember, like, when I first started doing digital art, I would bring my laptop to, like, the library at school, and I would have, like, a small crowd of, like, kids watching me all the time, and I loved it. I loved the attention. Even in, like, when I went to go and do, like, my driver's test, I remember while I was waiting to, like, get called to do my test, I was sitting on the floor, like, drawing, and, like, the people that were there were, like, asking me questions and, like, watching me draw while I was in the waiting room. It was great. I love the attention. So I'm like, I don't know about streaming, but like posting my art, yeah, definitely. I would still like share it. I would show it off because I'm just like, I like sharing the things that I create, you know? Streaming is definitely part of my job though. And it's like, it's just kind of like, you know, I originally joined Wing Canvas as a teacher and I was like, I am a content creator by coincidence at this point. Like, my job description was originally just an instructor. So I'm like, well, I do enjoy, like, teaching more than I do, like, streaming or whatever. I'm like, it's not like I would just stop posting outright, you know? It's partially for a paycheck, but I don't hate this, you know? I make content, what? Oh, speaking of, I was at an arts market a week back, or like not too long ago, but Sunday, I think, that was in Toronto. There was a girl there that recognized me, and she was like, do I follow you? And I'm like, you might follow my Instagram, and I gave her my handle, and she was like, oh yeah, I think I might follow you or something, and I was like, okay, haha, right? Maybe 5 to 10 minutes later, as like she's long gone at this point, I'm like, oh shoot, you know what? She might have actually seen me on YouTube. It's like she might know me from the thing that I'm actually kind of partially like known for. So I'm like, if you ever see this, a girl at Toho Arts Market that said I was slaying in my front tie top. Hi. It's just so funny. And just like, sometimes like, it's a genuine thing. Like, I genuinely forget that it's like, I'm actually semi-popular sometimes, along with like the rest of the people here. And I'm like, oh yeah, because to me, I'm just a guy. So I'm like, I kind of forget that like, I have a fairly popular name tied to me. Were you the kid in class I ever ran to when there's an art project? You bet. I used to do people's homework for fun. I remember that. Like, I stopped doing it after 4th grade, but it was a thing where people were like, hey, Jess, can you, like, draw this thing for me? And I'd be like, sure. And I would do it just because I thought it was fun. Like, I wasn't even bullied into it. I was just like, I just really want to do other people's art homework for them. Can't do it in public. I feel so weird doing my process in front of people. Love to show people. I can't do it with more than 1 or 2 people looking over. Oh, I loved, I didn't even get paid in exposure. Yeah, genuinely, 4th grade me did not know. It's so funny. I was so like, yeah. Like, even to this day, I'm like, I don't mind if people, like, see my work or, like, they're like, oh, you're an artist? I'm like, yeah. I have a folder specifically on my phone for people who are like, can I see your artwork? I'm like, sure. And I just hand them my phone and they can take a look. Like, it's like they can go through my social media or they can go through, like, the folder on my phone that is more up to date. Because, like, realistically, I am fairly extroverted. So it's like, I am completely fine just talking about myself and, like, sharing the things that I do. Just need to continue if you'll feed fire more and more. Yeah, for sure. Like, sometimes it just takes like or maybe you just need like a break, right? Maybe you just need to like sit and not draw for a little bit longer, but yeah. Feed the fire a little bit more. Play some more games. Watch some more things. Maybe you'll find that you have something else that inspires you even more. I don't like how that looks. Might just leave it at that then. This feels so untextured to me though. I could just like... There we go. That's better. That's much better. What is it? 447? This was at 447? Shoot! Okay. Well. Will I be able to finish with coloring? Who knows? Maybe not. Probably not. I forgot his tail. Love a folder of here, my cool things, my ambiverted self could never. Yeah, I genuinely am just like, here, man, look at my work. Because connections come from everywhere, too. So I'm just like... I just like making friends as well. Get very self-conscious when someone watches me draw. That's common. I am not like that. So I'm like... I'm willing to just share my artwork with anybody. That in 2 hours. I should have done it faster. It's slow. I'm being slow today. I think it's because I'm talking at the same time, perhaps. I was burnt out for years. Finally was able to get myself to watch anime again. Now I can't stop. Nice! Love that. I remember sitting around during PE, drawing crappy things, getting praised from fellow classmates since I got nothing better to do during recess or PE. That's real. Yeah, obviously I had to participate in PE because I was also one of those, like, straight A students, so I'm like, all that PE was is participation award, essentially. So I'm like, as long as I looked like I was doing something, I would get a grade. But no, recess, 100%. I would either have my sketchbook outside or I'd be in the library and people would be watching me draw. Like, I'm not about to do that. Oh yeah, we've been doing meet and greets. Completely forgot the last one was happening. I was not at home. It was so funny. I think I got a text from Iggy right before the meet and greet happened. Iggy was like, "Are you gonna be at the meet and greet?" And I saw the text and I was like, "Oh shoot." I sent Iggy a selfie from Toronto's Kensington Market and I was like, Was there ever a person in your life that you hated just because? No, actually. I was not a very spiteful person. I do pride myself in having a pretty good, like, person radar, though. And, like, being able to read people very well is, like, a very strong trait of mine. And so I'm, like, usually I'm just, like, if I think that I shouldn't be around you, I just won't hang around you. I did have people that hated me for no reason, though. I remember in high school, there was one person I was told, like, didn't like me because I was happy. Which, you know, kind of a crazy reason to hate somebody, in my opinion. You know, it's like, they're too happy all the time. I hate them. Like, what do you mean? I just remember being told that from another friend about it. I was like, what? Like, I'm sorry, I guess? I think I talked to them a total of, like, 3 times as well, so I was like, oh, okay. Sorry. I guess. Hey, because I'm happy, social media. Yeah, no, I'm not a very spiteful person, realistically. I'm just, like... I think one of the skills that teaching gave me is the patience of a saint. So I'm a very patient person, actually. I am loud and I am extroverted, but I've been told I'm very disarming and also just, like, very patient. So I'm like, I'm not a very, like, not confrontational. He's silly! He's silly! Your happiness handed over. This was high school. No, not so fast. Your happiness has been blown. I appreciate it, Aoi. This was 9 years ago, so I'm good now. I haven't seen them in years, so it doesn't bother me at all. It didn't bother me then, it didn't bother me now. Like, I'm a very unbothered person, so. Yeah. Have some fun with it. And art is meant to be fun. If you're not enjoying the process, then what's the point, right? Grass ears. Yippee! Just a little rock rabbit. Should we got left? Oh my god, 6 minutes. Okay. Well, not gonna be able to color it. That's okay. So be it. These lines are really good, so I'm like, I don't really mind. I like how this turned out. These lines are cool. We'll say that this one's lines only. Why not, right? Rockabunai. Testing. Let's see how that looks. Ugh. It looks good somehow. Here's the secret. I learned this from somebody else. Each stage of the process, you should feel like you have the ability to stop. I learned that from, I think it's Mark Brunet, actually. He said, like, at each stage of your process, it should look like you are able to stop here. Like, it should look like a finished piece and you are able to stop, but you choose to keep going. And it's like... And I'm like, you know what? You're right. So I've kind of, like, incorporated that into a lot of my own work. I'm like, the line work now, I'm like, yeah, I could stop here if I wanted to, and this time I am. But I could also keep going and add more, and add, like, color and stuff if I want. But I'm choosing not to. So it's like, think of that too. It's like the idea that it's like, oh, at any stage of your your cleanup process, you should be able to stop. Like, obviously a sketch is a sketch. It's unfinished for a reason. It's meant to be like your layout, but for like your line work or like your coloring, your flats, stuff like that, right? It's like each stage of the process, it should look like you are able to just kind of stop. You have a secret project you're doing right now or want to do in the future? It's not a secret. I'm working on a comic that I'll release eventually. But yeah, I am working on a lot of comic pages off to the side. If you couldn't tell, I like comics a lot. So it's like I am at the moment like working on comics off to the side. Oh, I could do a little tassel at the end of the... Yeah, let's do a little tassel here, too. You do? Yeah. At heart, I am a comic artist, so I'm like, I love comics. I love sequential illustration. I am the comics instructor here, so I'd hope that I like comics. Name your favorite comics. Here's the thing, is surprisingly, I don't read as many comics as I should. I'm like, I love picking up like indie zines and like smaller comics and stuff like that. Growing up, my favorite comics were Amulet and Bone. I had a student once who was like, unprompted, said like, Jesse, you know, your work really reminds me of Bone. And I was like, Bone? And then he was like, yeah. I was like, Jeff Smith's Bone. And he was like, yeah. And I was like, you do not know what that compliment means to me. Because I am like, I had never told anybody that one of my biggest inspirations was Bone. Like, that was not something that I said ever. And he was just like, your work really reminds me of Bone. That meant so much. I was like, I've held on to that compliment for years now. I am like, I have never let that go. I'm like, oh my god. My work looks like Jeff Smith's Bone. Great. And it's like, I am... Yeah. I read a lot of, like, more classical comics growing up, I guess. I love making comics, I guess. Like, I have a lot of, like, smaller comics on my my shelves. I've got a couple of DC ones. I've got the entire Bone collection. I've got the majority of the Amulet. Growing up, I also really loved, there's one comic that I was obsessed with for some reason called Jellaby that I really loved. I used to read a lot of webtoons, a lot of to-pass comics that I don't really keep up with as much anymore. It's like, realistically, it's just because I don't have the time. But my bookmarks bar, if you ever see, like, my Google Chrome, like, bookmarks bar, it is all comics. Like, my bookmarks bar is exclusively comics, except for, like, stuff that I have to do for, like, tax purposes or whatever. But it's like, the rest, it's all comic names. And it was like, that's how it's been for, like, ever. Some of them are probably finished by now. I just kind of stopped reading them because I was like, I stopped having the time. But, like, I loved intaking a lot of indie comics. Trying to make one right now, it's so hard. Oh, comics are rough. They take a long time. I've been working on the same prologue for like a year now. So it's a long time. Comics must be amazing. They're alright. I do my best. That's all. But okay, we're gonna stop that there. Let me just do this real quickly. Just make the back white. Okay. Thank you all so much for joining me today. Pretty cool. I like these lines a lot, actually. So, happy with that. If you're new here, don't know too much about the channel, hey, wingcanvas.com. Check out the classes that we offer. I am one of the instructors. I'm a comic instructor. If you didn't know that, if you're trying to get into comics, we have a comics class that is coming up during the summer. It'll be a summer camp. Right now I teach digital illustration and digital art level 2. I teach the advanced classes. So if you think you're a little bit more advanced and you think you can handle my classes, then feel free to pop in those. We also have all the other streamers here also have their own lovely classes, so feel free to check those out as well. If you like what you see here, you can join our Discord and get it as a JPEG, where we have all of our notes and our final pieces from the streams. But if you'd like working files or class recordings, or possibly access to getting free class credits with a membership on Patreon or School, which is where you get the class recordings from. Okie dokie. This Monday, you guys should have... Who do you have this Monday? This Monday, you guys have Josh. Josh is going to be illustrating... Oh, I'm so sorry. I hit my microphone. This Monday, Josh is going to be doing advanced overhead map illustration with you. Oh, nope. That's the wrong stream. My fault. It is still Josh, though. Josh is going to be with you guys this Monday doing character designs that tell a story. Pretty sweet. And then... Oh, we don't swap this time around. On the Friday in the morning, you're going to be animating with Josh. On Friday the 16th, you guys are going to be animating with Josh. That'll be fun. And then the week after that, because we will not have streams for that entire weekend, the week after that you will be back with me, and we'll be talking about World Building 101 for artists. Pretty cool, pretty epic. But alright, thank you all so much for joining me today. And I'll see y'all in a couple weeks. Au revoir, bye-bye.